So I wanted to share with you today a little quick tutorial on how I created some unique personal designs with designs that were purchased in the Silhouette Design Store and the pattern fill feature with purchased patterns as well. So the first thing I want to do is open up my library and search for the flag design that I want to use, and this is the one that I'm going to use. Now you can see this is design 61873, and it's designed to be cut in two sections, a white background and a blue layer and a red layer here, but that's not how I'm going to use it, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So we bring this design into the workspace, and because I don't want to use that bottom part, I'm going to ungroup, select this portion, and delete it. Now I'm going to select all of these, make it a little bit bigger because it makes it a little bit easier for you to see, and ungroup them back together. Now I'm going to open, let me close it and show you. I'm going to open the pattern fill window here, which is right there under fill, that little artist palette here, right there. And then I click on the dots that indicates a fill. And I'm going to come down here, and these are patterns that I've either purchased in the Silhouette Design Store or loaded into my pattern file in my library. Now there's two ways that you can do this. If I wanted to, I could come here, find the pattern. I know it's called Stars and Stripes, and you'll notice my design is selected. So from the library, I could click right here, then go back to my design page, and it would be filled in. Let me show you something else. Let me undo that and get rid of it. You can do a split screen here, which is kind of nice. Move this out of the way. Let me close this window. And I'll move this out of the way. So I can look here, and with a split screen, it's a little easier to find what you're looking for. I click on that, and then that is fills in my design. So now I can close back that split screen. I don't need it anymore. Now, this looks okay like it is, but if you want to edit that and make it even more your own, you can come down here to the advanced options in the fill pattern window. And I can scale that pattern so that it's larger. If you do it smaller, you're going to get multiples. And I will link in this video or after this video to a previous blog post that I did about this. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pan this pattern, because what I want is more of that blue and a little less of the red. So that's good. That's where I want it. And so I'm going to close that window out. I'm also going to go to the line thickness, and I'm going to increase those lines outside of it. And I'm going to change the line color to black. Now I'm doing this because I'm not going to be cutting this design. I'm going to print it, and you could print it for a variety of reasons. You could print this if you have a sublimation printer on sublimation, which is what I did, or you could print this on heat transfer paper and iron it onto a garment, or you could print it onto cardstock and create your own card or scrapbook design. But since I'm going to be sublimating this onto some shirts for my grandson, I also want to add some text. Now, before I do that, I noticed something here as I was talking. See that little bit of red right there and that little bit of red right there? I don't want that. So let me go back to my pattern, advanced options. Oops, got to select the pattern fill. And I am going to, oops, I don't want to do that. I want to go to my advanced options, pattern fill, and click pan. So I got a little bit, and you have to grab this little icon right here in the center. I got too much of that blue, so see, I'm going to have to be careful. Or I can make the pattern just a little bit larger, and that works too. So I don't want any of that red showing on the edges. So again, I've increased the line thickness right here so that it gives me a nice fat black border. Now, that's not going to cut because I'm not cutting it, but if it makes you feel better, you can come over here and say no cut to all of it. So now I want to add some text, and I saw a great blog post from Christine Schnagel at Cutting for Business, and she has patriotic 40 patriotic sayings for crafters. And as I looked through these, there were several that I thought I could have used, but I decided to use USA, I think she said made in the USA was one, and USA born and raised. So for now, I'm going to do USA born and raised. I'm going to open up my text tool. I'm going to click over here and do the, I'm going to say born and raised. And I can line it up with this one and center it by using my align tool. Centered there, and I can also take them both and center them to the page. And now I can select whatever text that I want to use. And this is one that I purchased from the design store called Hipster Salter. Yeah, I like that one, and I'm going to make it larger. And I'm going to go ahead and weld it, even though I'm not cutting, so I really don't have to weld it, but that will get rid of all of those little lines in between the different letters. And again, I'm going to select a color. I'm going to use this eyedropper tool to pick out the blue from this design, and then I'm also going to change the line to, oops, to blue. Did I do it? Nope, to blue. Okay, so that would be it. I would be ready to print my design. Now, in all honesty, this is too big to print going in this direction because I'll be printing on an 8.5 by 11 page. So I'm going to come over here and say 8.5 by 11, and then I am going to rotate my design 90 degrees and see if that will fit. Oops, got to select it first. And see if that, well, hang on, let me go back. I gotta group it. Got too many windows open here. Hang on, let me close this and this. We're gonna group that together. Now we're gonna flip it 90 degrees. It's still too big. So I'm gonna go ahead and size that down so that it will fit on my page and I can align to page. So now I'd be ready to print and put that sublimated on my t-shirt. So that's it. That's how you create your own unique designs. I'll show you one other cute one that was done exactly the same way. It was a flamingo that I liked, which was, I believe, this one right here. And I opened up that flamingo and put him on a new page. Hang on. And put that flamingo on a new page. And you're going to see that there's different parts of this flamingo. Let me go back and move, and this one comes in ungrouped. I don't know why. Sometimes they come in ungrouped, sometimes they come in grouped. So I'm going to fill that flamingo, let me close all these windows out, fill that flamingo with that pattern, the stars and stripe pattern, to make us a patriotic flamingo here. Okay, now there's another portion of, and again, I'm going to pan this over so that, let's see, click pan. Oh, I got to select my design. Click pan so that I get more of the blue. Now again, if you don't want this to happen like this, you can make it larger, kind of like that. You can also angle it any way that you want. So I think that's good. I'm going to select this wing portion of the design, whoops, wing portion right here. And I'm going to make that, I think, red to match the design. And I think I will make the outline black just to make it stand out a little bit more. This portion of the beak, I'm going to make black. And this portion, the line, I'm also going to make black. This portion of the beak is going to be a little beige. Oh, I think something like that, except for I missed it. And his legs are going to be gray. And one more thing right here is I'm going to make his eyeball black. Now for all of this, I'm going to make the lines all black. Just again, to go to my thickness, my line thickness tool here. That eye's not showing up very well. I'm going to have to change that color. My line thickness a little bit up, and I'm going to change that eyeball to white because otherwise you're not going to be able to see it. But that's the inner part. Let's make the outer part white as well. Well, can't see it very well, so there we go. Let's see if that does it. Well, you get the gist of it. I'm not going to take the time to keep messing with that. But there would be another design that was created really quickly with your pattern fill and existing designs from the Silhouette Design Library. Hope this helps. Thanks.